Hello and a very warm welcome to our live FA Women's Continental Tires League Cup semi-final coverage. It's Manchester City against Chelsea at the Joy Stadium. They met just 2 games ago, these two, when Manchester City got the better of Chelsea in a huge title clash in the WSL. Now it's a repeat of the 2022 Continental Cup final as both sides look to take another step towards their first trophy of the season. Well, Manchester City, the hosts with 4 Continental Cup victories to their name, are hoping to reach the final for the 5th time in the last 10 years. Meanwhile, quadruple chasing Chelsea have appeared in each of the last 4 finals, winning 2 of them. Although, of course, as we've already mentioned, one of those finals that they didn't win was against Manchester City back in 2022. They lost 3-1. So much at stake whenever these sides meet. What twists, what turns, what drama will we have at the Joy Stadium this evening? It's Manchester City against Chelsea in the Continental Cup semi-final. Well, they went through these handshakes a little under 3 weeks ago. Chelsea looking to respond to that defeat that really has given us another fantastic WSL title race. But it's all about the Continental Cup this evening. Manchester City welcome back Steph Houghton to the bench after injury. Their starting lineup, though, for the 4th game running is unchanged. And why not? They've won their last 12 games in all competitions, including that priceless victory at Chelsea 2 games ago. Khadija Shaw scored the winner in that match. She's now on 16 goals for the season after netting in their last match against Everton. Lauren James is back from suspension for Chelsea, who make 2 changes from the side that beat Leicester. Melanie Leipold also comes in, with Johanna Rettin-Kunnered dropping to the bench, and Natalie Bjorn also making way. Bjorn is cup-tied, having already played in the competition for Everton this season. And with the likes of Millie Bright, such a huge miss, still out injured, that forces Chelsea and Emma Hayes into a centre-half reshuffle. Well, I am delighted to have the former England and Everton defender Lindsay Johnson alongside me for this one. And Lindsay, what can we say about this woman's form? Khadija Shaw, she is in absolutely red-hot form at the moment, and Chelsea, of course, will know all about the danger that she poses just from a few weeks ago when she scored the winner.
Yeah, she's having a great season. We know the attributes she's got. She's powerful, she's got pace. She's technical, she can score in the air. So the Chelsea backline have got a job on their hands tonight, but the same goes for the Man City back four as well, with Ramirez obviously netting in the last game for Chelsea. Very similar physical presence, quality on the ball, and she'll be out for revenge tonight in this semi-final.
So it will be Yui Hasegawa to get us underway for Manchester City. Hasegawa, who scored an absolute cracker in their quarter-final victory against Tottenham, and once again has just had a superb season.
Yeah, and I think that's the difference this season with this Man City side. Obviously, last season they failed to win a trophy, 4th in the league, and this season they've quietly gone about their business, and the likes of Hasegawa have really come to the front and really stepped up. She's the engine in that midfield and really links play. She's had a fantastic season so far.
So at the start of this match, the players take the knee. The message against racism still clear. So Manchester City it is to get us underway. Both of these sides pushing as they always do for trophies this season. Manchester City still with hopes of the treble. Chelsea could become only the second British side to win the quadruple. They've got early defending to do here, though, and they do so. Casper Ruud will pick it up for Manchester City, and Chelsea do get the ball away.
And I think there we can see Man City's intent from the get-go. Straight away, Chloe Kelly, high press, winning that ball. Casper Ruud joining in, high up that flank. The ball in the box from Chloe Kelly, and that's exactly what we're going to see tonight on this right-hand side for Manchester City.
Here is Casper Ruud. Alexandra. And all the way back to Chiara Keating. Easy to forget that she's still just 19 years old. What a season she's had, really establishing herself as Manchester City's #1.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? And she's so comfortable and confident coming out on the ball and playing that ball high up the pitch. And for such a young goalkeeper, it's great to see for England as well.
Yeah, she has received her first senior call-up for the England national side, Chiara Keating. Here comes Chelsea with Leipold. Nobody making the run, and it will be all the way through with the aforementioned Chiara Keating, who made some very good saves in the 1-1 draw here back in October, which I think still has to go down as one of the most controversial games, not just of this season, but probably in WSL history.
What a game it was, wasn't it, for that? Obviously, it finished 1-1, but City ended up with 9 players. And Chelsea got that equaliser, I think, in the 98th minute, something like that. So, yeah, what a game.
Yes, it was the manner of the red cards as well for Alex Greenwood and Lauren Hemp. Alex Greenwood picking up a second yellow for for delaying the restart, taking her time over a free kick. It was Lauren Hemp who picked up a yellow card for dissent, but particularly the Greenwood one. Quite remarkable. And indeed, Manchester City down to 8 players at the time when the goal was scored, because Alana Kennedy had to go off the pitch after receiving treatment. It all happened. Guro Ryson with the late equaliser.
Well, isn't it 7 players and you've got to stop the game?
I think if it's permanently 7 or fewer, but Kennedy did manage to make it back onto the pitch. But by then, Ryson had got the equaliser and the points were shared. No sharing of titles, no sharing of trophies come the end of the season. Just goal difference separates them in the WSL. Chelsea leading the way just. And Hannah Hampton just dealing with that for Chelsea.
Yeah, and I was thinking before the game, how are both of these teams going to attack it? Because they both like to have that high press.
And here come Manchester City with Shaw side netting. Claiming the touch off Hampton, but it's given as a goal kick.
Yeah, and as I was saying, they both like to play that high press, and I think in these first few minutes they're just trying to suss each other out, looking to be a bit more compact, and I think at that point they noticed that ball just in behind, and it's fell for Khadija Shaw. The power that she's got on that shot, rifled it just far from that bottom far post.
Of the 16 goals she's scored this season, 15 have come in the WSL. Keeps her 3 ahead of Lauren James, I should say, in the race for the Golden Boots. And Shaw with another chance. And the header is wide, but already she's showing what she can do.
Yeah, and it's what we see week in, week out from Lauren Hemp on that left-hand side. Just really wide with the ball, cuts in and puts in a really quality ball. Just looks up there, you can see her look up. I think Khadija Shaw's going to be disappointed that she hasn't at least hit the target there. She gets in just above that defender, but, you know, misses the target and doesn't make Hampton even attempt a save. So I think she will be disappointed.
Early test for this makeshift Chelsea backline. Shoka Nuskin, as we thought, has dropped into that centre-half position alongside Jess Carter, but it is going to be severely tested, and we're seeing that already.
And I think it's always hard when you, that back four, you need that stability playing week in, week out, and when you start having to change and put different people in and different personnel in, that becomes difficult. It takes a little bit of time to get up to that match pace with each other.
Won't be kept in by Ryson.
It'd also be interesting as well, I know Lauren James, we've seen a lot of her playing in that 10 position, which I really love seeing her playing there, where she has that sort of freedom to roam around the pitch. And tonight she's starting on that right-hand side, which we've seen her have some fantastic games out there as well. But I do think she's been really influential in that 10 position.
Yes, it is a debate, isn't it, when it comes to Lauren James. I know a lot of people would agree with you, Lindsay, in terms of her picking up that pocket of space centrally. Here is Leipold. And now Nuskin. Carter. Perese. Well anticipated by Alex Greenwood. Dispossessed by Erin Cuthbert. And Harvey will steer it back to Keating. Nuskin out well. Oh, she was doing her best to sort of footwear out there, Jess Carter. I'm not sure from the expression on her face that she fully managed to do so.
Yeah, I think she wanted a little bit more time from her goalkeeper, but Hannah Hampton not wasting any time.
Well, this will be a test for her. Shoka Nuskin arrived at the club last summer from Eintracht Frankfurt, but put into central defence by Emma Hayes today. As we mentioned, Natalie Bjorn is cup-tied. Millie Bright, of course, still out and injured. No Mara Mjalder in the squad either. Of course, she would be able to fill back in centre-half, but it is a test. And now they are allowing Jess Carter to do that double knot.
You've got to sort your boots out. You've got to have the time to do that. I'm glad they're allowing her to do that.
Yeah, it's very sporting from Casper Eye there. Here is Shaw.
I think in the early stages of this game, you can definitely see, particularly Chelsea, dropping off, not really having that high press. They're more in a mid-block, trying to just keep that central area compact, making it hard for Manchester City, who are very much a possession side.
And they've lost possession, Manchester City. Here comes Ramirez. James arriving. And James finds a way through. Chiara Keating beaten at her near post. And Lauren James gives Chelsea the early lead at Manchester City. 1-0.
Yeah, and that's come from Man City giving possession away in that central midfield position. And Lauren James gets on the end of that, has a shot, and I thought she'd scuffed a shot initially. I didn't think that she'd hit it cleanly at all. We've just seen the replay here. Takes a deflection, doesn't it, off Alex Greenwood. You can see if it was it going in. I think Keating probably would have had it covered, and that deflections just took it into that near post for Keating. She'll be disappointed with that, but that's hard with that deflection. And against the run of play a little bit, I think Chelsea have took the lead.
Really not happy with that boot, is she, Jess Carter? But yes, the deflection, clearly. It's unusual to see Chiara Keating beaten at her near post like that, and as you say, it did play a part off Alex Greenwood.
Yeah, I think so. I think Keating probably had it covered. It's hard to tell, but I think she did. It was a wicked deflection, took it into that bottom corner. And now we can see that City are going to have to come out at Chelsea.
So early advantage to Emma Hayes' side. She did say, Emma Hayes, that in terms of revenge for that WSL defeat just a couple of games ago, it's not Star Wars, this is no Death Star destroying moment, but she will be delighted that her side have found the early breakthrough, and they're looking for the seconds. Brighton, James is there and heard the whistle. And Manchester City have the free kick.
Yeah, it's not a galaxy far, far away. It's here in Manchester that we're playing this semi-final tonight. But I think you can see as well, we talked about James being in that wide right position, but she's definitely roaming and moving more into that central area where You know, we do see her on the ball a lot. She's very, very effective in that position. So it's a very fluid sort of attacking three with James having that license to roam.
Long way to go for Alex Greenwood of Manchester City. They are unbeaten in their last 3 games with Chelsea. Here is Hasegawa. Alexandri. Kasparov. Greenwood. Hasegawa closed down quickly by Leipold. Hemp then dispossessed. And James will send it all the way back to Hannah Hampton, who's had a different journey in terms of trying to establish herself as #1 at Chelsea this season. Arrived last summer after leaving Aston Villa. But Zecira Mušović started the season as #1. Then it was Anke Trimberger. Now it's Hannah Hampton. Wrighton's delivery is deflected more kindly this time for Manchester City. And Keating taking a touch, closed down by Jankovic, taking a chance, Keating, and it's not paid off. It's Ramirez. It's deflected behind by Greenwood. Chelsea should be 2-0 up.
Yeah, definitely. That high press in that right area from Chelsea. Really, Man City, I know they like to play possession football, but that's overplaying it at the back. Sometimes you've just got to put your foot through it, and that is the situation when Keating's got to get rid of that, in my opinion. Puts their teammates under some pressure, and Chelsea do extremely well to have that high press. It's a real good opportunity, deflected out for a corner.
They should have punished Manchester City there. Can they punish them from the set piece? Nuskin was in there, didn't quite get definitive contact on it. And Manchester City will clear.
Yeah, it's really good play. I think Chelsea have started this game spot on. They're not doing that high press. They've got that mid-block, making it really difficult for Manchester City to play in those central areas. The playmakers of Hasegawa really find it difficult to get on the ball. They're putting pressure on her, winning that ball back in midfield, and then looking to counter. Tactically, I think Chelsea have started this game really well.
Yes, work to do for Gareth Taylor and his Manchester City side as Ramirez loses out. Here is Alexandri. Greenwood. Well, in those last 12 victories in a row that they picked up in all competitions, Manchester City has included vital wins away at Arsenal and at Chelsea, as we've mentioned, but both of those games were by a goal to nil. They weren't behind in either of those recent wins. They have to come from behind here. Here is Kasparov. Hemp. Driving past Nuskin, she's done brilliantly, Hemp, still Hemp. All that was lacking was the finish.
Yeah, 100%. That's what we know Hemp can do. She's come onto this right side, linked up really well with Kasparov, is able to use her speed and her body to get past the Chelsea defender, really gets past her well. Nuskin uses her body, just gets in front of her net. That touch there to play that shot, left-footed. You think she's aiming for that top far corner, just leans back slightly, it goes over the top of the bar.
And here we see the earlier chance for Chelsea. Really should have been taken by Ramirez.
Yeah, Alex Greenwood, really good position from her because Keating was well out of her goal area. But like you say, Ramirez, if she looked up, if she'd have just lifted that, she says if she just lifted that, yeah, into the top of the net. But yeah, I think she had a little bit more time than she thought she did, Ramirez.
2 goals in the last 3 games, the Colombian. Arrived in January from Levante and has settled in very quickly indeed at Chelsea. She might get another opportunity here. James holds on to it. And that's what you were talking about earlier, Lindsay. She's just so happy. Wherever the space is, Lauren James will find it.
Yeah, and as a defender, it's so frustrating and hard. Do you go into those units with her? Do you step out? That communication has to be on point with your midfielders and wide players. And that's really difficult at times. So that communication has always got to be there. But when I used to play as a centre-half, Kelly Smith was brilliant at it, and I was thinking, am I going to go in? Do I stay out? And it was really difficult.
Here come Chelsea once more. Jankovic. Cuthbert. Pedersen. James dispossessed. Chloe Kelly will bring it forward for Manchester City. Hemp. Kasper Rai joining the attack. Hasegawa. Shaw. Kelly on the turn. And now Hemp. Shaw's waiting in the centre. Hemp looks for her and can only find Hampton.
Yeah, that's better from Manchester City. We're used to seeing them with that possession football in and around that defensive area for Chelsea. But that ball in that left in-swinger from Lauren Hemp, too near to Hampton, quite easy for her to collect.
James under pressure. Here is Charles. Neatly done by Leipold, using all of that experience, the former Germany international. Nice control by James. And a no-look pass as well.
She just makes it look so easy, doesn't she, how to play football the way that she plays it. It's just effortless.
Nice take by Charles, but a little too much on the chest, and then she does commit the foul on him.
Yeah, Hampton's looking for that outlet on this left-hand side for Charles, but I think Lauren Hemp is reading it now. One of the great things about Lauren Hemp is obviously her attacking play, but it's her defensive work off the ball as well. She's relentless, and she works so hard off the ball, and she's won the free kick there for Manchester City.
Manchester City have lost it again. Here is James. But this start couldn't have gone much better for Chelsea.
Yeah, I think Emma Hayes will be really pleased with the start. I think tactically, like I said, I think they've got it right, spot on, with that sort of mid-block, making it really difficult in the midfield for City to play and hit them on the counter.
Well intercepted by Alex Greenwood, but Manchester City can't spring their own counter-attack, and Jankovic will send it to James.
Yeah, they're putting real pressure in that midfield area Chelsea, trying to win that ball back. They know that Hasegawa is that creative player who will find the passes for City.
Cuthbert finding the pass for Chelsea to Wrighton, who's done well. Wrighton's delivery. Split Jankovic and Ramirez, but they are looking dangerous, Chelsea.
Yeah, they are. They are just winning that possession back in that central midfield area, then looking for the outlet. This time it was Wrighton on this left-hand side. Not a great ball into the box. You know, City have got plenty of numbers back in their defending. Wrighton will be a bit disappointed that she couldn't find a Chelsea player, or at least keep possession of that ball.
Here goes Jess Park for Manchester City.
I was just thinking, we've not said Jess Park's name yet in this game, and I think she's having a great season as well, but very quiet in the opening stages of this game. And then the first time that we really see her on the ball, she's got lots of grass in front of her and just makes that wrong decision, plays the ball into just open space. Khadija Shaw nowhere near it, and it's just easily given away.
Alexandri, just a little too much pressure from Myra Ramirez. Shaw ran into Cuthbert but kept hold of it. And here is Chloe Kelly taking on Perisset, who stands up well.
Fantastic defending by Perisset. Keeps her eye on the ball, doesn't dive in too early, and a really strong tackle to win possession back for Chelsea.
Struggling to make any headway at the moment, Manchester City.
Yeah, they'll be frustrated. They're used to having lots of the ball. I think, obviously, for this game tonight, Gareth Taylor have said to his side, there's going to be periods of the game where you're not having possession of the ball. You know, their organisation is very good ordinarily. They'll be frustrated with that first goal, but they can't really get... They're not really fluid at the moment. They're not moving the ball where, you know, they're not moving it as well as they normally do. They're not finding those gaps in midfield because Chelsea are making it nice and compact. Difficult to play through and find those gaps.
Foul by Alex Greenwood on Cuthbert, who wanted to take the free kick quickly, but Hasegawa, either through luck or judgment, made sure that didn't happen. I think we can say judgment. She's an exceedingly good reader of the game, Yumi Hasegawa. Here is Perisset. Well, that is turning into an interesting little battle, isn't it? Both on and off the ball between Layla Wahhabi and Lauren James.
Yeah, and I think you've got obviously both very, very good players, technically both very good players, but you've got the experience of Wahhabi as well. And, you know, we know Lauren James can sometimes make silly decisions off the ball. She's got to make sure she's got to keep her head in these type of games.
Alexandri. Here is Kasparai. Hemp. Park. Nice work by Jess Park. Kasparai will let her continue the run. Here is Hemp. Tried the back heel. Park will keep it alive to Kasparai. No way through.
Yeah, and I think at times there, when Jess Park was on the ball, she could have been 1v1 with Nuskin, and I think there, just have the confidence. She's got the speed, she's got the pace, try and go past her. But again, they've then had to recycle and start again. And then that allows Chelsea to put that pressure on and get higher and nearer to the ball.
Free kick goes against them. But it is something that I'm sure Gareth Taylor will want to see more of. Shoka Nuskin She can play at centre-half. It is a position that she has filled in at before, but more naturally a central midfielder. Just past the midway point of the first half. It's Chelsea with the breakthrough. And Manchester City find their equaliser. Shaw with the ball in. Charles deals with it. Forward by Cankovic. And Hasegawa, as she so often does, takes control.
Yeah, just comes and picks that ball up. She's very calming on the ball, doesn't she? She offers that really safe presence. But I think City and Gareth Taylor will want her to be on the ball a lot more than she's been in this first half so far. Chelsea are doing a really good job of just screening her, stopping Man City playing that ball into her.
It is only the second goal that Manchester City have conceded in their last 7 games. Also were breached in their last match against Everton. Chelsea, incidentally, have only conceded once in their last 7 in all competitions. That was to Manchester City 2 games ago. Here is Park. Greenwood. Coombs. Now Wahabi. Comes to nothing for Manchester City in the end.
I think Chelsea are working really hard off the ball as well, keeping their shape and their organisation, making it hard for Manchester City to find any sort of gaps to play through. In that midfield area, really working hard to put that pressure on, and making it hard for Man City to find those passing lanes and angles.
Lovely control by Cankovic. Jess Park protests innocence, but the free kick is Chelsea's. Cuthbert. James. Ramirez will win the throw. Emma Hayes said after their last match that she pities anybody who gets into a 50-50 duel with Myra Ramirez. They're not foul, she says, Emma Hayes. She is just stronger.
She is one strong woman, and Alex Greenwood will know all about it from the World Cup. And I was really looking forward to that battle tonight between Ramirez and Greenwood. Now, both international experienced players. And anybody who comes up against Ramirez has got their work cut out tonight.
Lovely ball by Hampton, not quite so lovely from Neve Charles. Here is Hasegawa for Manchester City. Now, having just extolled her, Myra Ramirez has gone down off the ball here and looks to have a problem.
Yeah.
Referee Andrew Kitchen calling the medical staff on, and with the players that Chelsea have out already, of course, we've talked about their defensive injuries, but of course the likes of Sam Kerr, Mia Fishel, another injury at this key stage of the season, having just got Caterina Macario back, which Emma Hayes says is so important for the run-in. She's on the bench again, having made her debut in the last match against Leicester and scored as well. What a moment for her, 20 months out with an ACL injury. That's the positive. Chelsea will hope this, with Ramirez, isn't another negative in terms of injury.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been on Emma Hayes' mind to bring Macario on so early in the game. I know she's got other players she can look at, Beaver Jones and obviously Fran Kirby as well. But yeah, it is an issue. So hopefully it's not anything that Ramirez is going to have to go off for. Can see the Chelsea team there having a good old conference about what the next steps are. In a good position though, they've got that goal cushion. It's obviously a really cagey game. You can see Lauren James there smiling away, and why not? You know, they've got that one goal. She's obviously scored it as well. And at this moment, they're the team who've got the tactical. They're there tactically ahead of this City side. Just seeing the goal here. You can see what she's about to do. She just gets in that preparation phase to strike that ball, puts her foot through it, doesn't catch it as cleanly, but Alex Greenwood's deflection helps it on the way into that bottom corner. You know, they'll feel hard done by Manchester City, but they haven't created any clear-cut chances. They've had the one from Khadija Shaw, who will be disappointed that she didn't get that header on target. But apart from that, we've not really had anything to talk about in that attacking third for Manchester City.
Well, Myra Ramirez looks ready to come back on. Just the final couple of stretches. You can see Emma Hayes there watching on. Emma Hayes, who was asked about Sam Kerr in her pre-match press conference, says that Kerr will have the club's full support after the striker pleaded not guilty on Monday to a charge of racially aggravated harassment. Here are Manchester City. Ramirez back on, back into the fray.
Yeah, you can see she's just jogging, trying to run whatever it is off.
There goes Jess Park, pursued by Gura Ryson. Still going, Park. Might possibly have gone down there as Hasegawa goes for it, and it's straight at Hannah Hampton. As we say, she did score a cracker in the quarter-final that saw Manchester City through against Tottenham, but Hampton watched that all the way, straightforward enough.
Yeah, I think she's got every right to have a shot from there. She had the time and space to do it. It was a good positive run by Jess Park. She decides to come back out, lay it off for Hasegawa, and like you say, we have saw her score from there, but easy one for Hampton.
And Chelsea questioning whether they should have had a free kick. The throw has gone Manchester City's way, and Ramirez down again.
Yeah, and I think that's going to happen, you know, as Ramirez plays more, there's going to be some physicality there coming back. That's how you're going to have to play against a player like Ramirez. But we can see now Beaver Jones just warming up, getting ready to come on. So unfortunately, it looks like Ramirez's night's ended for her.
Yeah, no risks being taken whatsoever by Emma Hayes. They're a goal ahead. She's a key player for them. With the injuries that they have already, they just can't risk another one, Chelsea. And Aggie Beaver Jones is on, but that's it. Of course, the Continental Cup is important to them, but so is the FA Cup, so is the WSL, and so is the Champions League. They're looking to become the first and only other British club since Arsenal in 2007 to win the quadruple in what is Emma Hayes' final season as Chelsea manager before she joins up as USA manager. And you have to be able to call on as many players as you can in the running. But it's a blow for this game.
It is a blow, but it's an opportunity, isn't it, as well, for Beaver Jones. Young, talented English player coming on in a game like this, and she's got to take this opportunity. So, you know, with Ramirez going off, which is unfortunate for her, it opens the door for somebody else. But you mentioned that run in what Chelsea have got, the FA Cup on at the weekends against Everton, and then I think it's Arsenal in the league, and then Ajax in the Champions League. You know, they've got to have their squad ready for these games, which are going to be really, really difficult games. And I think, obviously, Emma Hayes, what a legacy she's going to leave anyway at Chelsea, but I think secretly, does most people want that to happen for her?
Certainly the Chelsea fans. Probably not the Manchester Cities, the Arsenals, the Ajaxes. Can they do it, do you think?
It's difficult. It is difficult. I think Champions League is the is the one, isn't it? When you just think of that Barcelona team and the players that they have, and obviously the players that Chelsea have, but they've just not been able to get through that Barcelona team as yet. But if it was ever going to be a season, it might be Emma Hayes' last season to do it, then that's the season, isn't it?
It is the one thing that she's not won with Chelsea. Won the Champions League as an assistant manager with Arsenal. Oh, she would love to do it. Here goes Lauren Him. I'm not thinking about any Chelsea ambitions or fairy tales, which is what Emma Hayes said it would be, winning the Champions League in her last season. They've got a treble in their sights, but they need to get back on level terms in this game.
Yeah, and it's just at this moment in time, just not working for Manchester City in that final third. Their decision-making isn't as on point as we normally see it. Obviously, that's credit to Chelsea. They're closing down well, organised, keeping their shape, which makes it really difficult for Manchester City.
Here goes Laura Coombs. Hemp. Stopped in her tracks by Perisset. Cuthberts to James.
Perisset is an excellent 1v1 defender. Keeps her eye on the ball. Her timing is impeccable.
Mistake by Carter. Can Khadija Shaw punish it? She can't, either herself or by finding Chloe Kelly. And Nuskin clears away for Chelsea. Let off.
Yeah, it is a let-off. Really good high press from Khadija Shaw. Uses her power to win that ball back. She gets into the box and looks up. She can see where she wants to play it, but Nuskin is in a brilliant position. And I'm thinking, could you go for goal there? Because there was lots of Chelsea players in the box. Was the option and the angle there for you to have a shot on goal?
Right in at the other end for Chelsea, taking on Kasparai. Kasparai gets the touch, concedes the corner. Well, it was a chance, Khadija Shaw, for her perhaps to go for goal herself. Unselfish. Now we're defending to do at the other end. Packed 6-yard box to aim for, and just about dealt with by Manchester City. Nuskin was up there. Alexandri got the final touch, a touch which takes it behind for a corner. Could have sent it into her own net.
I thought that was careering into the near post, top corner there. I think Nuskin had just put the Man City defender off. Keaton, great hands there, but yeah, that could have easily gone into the top corner.
Heart in your mouth as a former centre-half, Lindsay Johnson?
Yeah, I thought, how has that happened? I think it just come off the side of her head. I think the correct terminology in my day was 50p head.
Here she is, Alexandri. Greenwood. He's under pressure from Perisset. Here is Wahabi. Chelsea relentless with the press.
And you can see that just in that mid-block area. You can see in them centrally, Alex Greenwood there driving out with it. And that's what you're going to have to do sometimes, really move that ball quickly. One of the centre-halves drives out, but then you can see Alex Greenwood screaming for that next movement. She wants to play the ball, but the Chelsea players are just making it really compact in that central area and really difficult for Man City to play through.
Here's Hampton once more, been called into action a couple of times. There is a remarkable element to her story, Hannah Hampton. She basically has no depth perception. She's got a medical eye issue, so she's had to consciously retrain her brain, adjust the set position of her hands as a goalkeeper, and is now #1 for Chelsea, and of course involved in the England setup as well. I mean, it's remarkable.
That's fantastic. What a great story. And it's embarrassing, isn't it, how the goalkeepers that Chelsea have got, and Hannah Hampton's keeping out Musovic and Berger. Here we just see that chance by Khadija Shaw. I'm looking back on that now, and I just think as well, the shot possibly was on for her. There was lots of Chelsea numbers in the box. Wrong decision for me.
Can Manchester City get a shot away here? Jess Carter stops the attack for now. Boot looks fine. She's clearly tied a good double knot on it. At the 10th time of asking, it seemed.
Yeah, you've got to put a good double knot.
Wahabi with the throat for Manchester City.
Really frustrated, aren't they, Manchester City, asking for this movement, but I think it's real credit to Chelsea. They're sticking tight to the City players and making it really difficult for City to get on the ball. And these are fantastic players whose movement off the ball is normally second to none, but this Chelsea side are really, you know, making it difficult for City this evening.
Here is Park.
I think Jess Park, when she was on the ball there, she's looking for that runner of Kasparai on the right-hand side, but because Wrighton's penning her in as well, it's difficult for Kasparai, who we see normally getting up high on that right flank.
Eventually the whistle does go from referee Andrew Kitchen. And Lauren Hemp wins the free kick. Alexandri taking matters into her own hands. Kelly to find Kasparai. Here is Kelly once more. Charles will clear away. Only as far as Park, but Cankovic gets the foot in, and Chelsea look to counter. Hasegawa stops it once, but not twice, and Cuthbert has sent Maggie Beever-Jones through. Well held up by Alex Greenwood. Cuthbert arriving in support. Here is James. Cuthbert. Leipold.
Really good recovery from City. They got a number of players back there. Alex Greenwood in that centre-half position, delayed, allowed the City players to get back in numbers. Chelsea still got possession of the ball, though.
Cankovic. Charles. Cankovic once more. Lovely pull back to Charles. And it's just over the head of Beever-Jones in the centre.
Really good work on that left-hand side. Left Chloe Kelly for dead, didn't she? Put a really good ball into the box, and Beever-Jones, I think, just got her timing all wrong. It was a powerful, whipped-in cross, but a dangerous cross as well.
Well, she has scored 7 goals this season for Chelsea, Maggie Beever-Jones. One of them did come in the League Cup, the quarter-final against Sunderland. She's the first player really to break through the Chelsea Academy whilst at Chelsea. Of course, Lauren James started out with Chelsea's Academy before leaving as a teenager. Emma Hayes saying that she hopes Beever-Jones will be the first of many. Something for the new Chelsea manager, whoever they may be, to take up in the summer.
What a team the new manager inherits. What a squad.
Jankovic looking for the run of Beaver Jones, and Greenwood again does enough.
Yeah, tight to Beaver Jones, just uses that body. Experienced Alex Greenwood, colossal at the back for City, such a good leader.
4 minutes of added time at the end of the first half, and we're into them now. As you see Gareth Taylor on the touchline, signed a new 3-year deal on Monday until the summer of 2027. This will not be how he wants to mark it. Still, plenty of time to go. Not in this half. Can City make the most of what remains in this first period? Hemp twisting and turning. Wahabi with the delivery. Over the head of everybody. Collected by Park. Kasparai. Kelly. Cuthbert will help it up and towards halfway. Kasparai can't control.
And we're used to seeing Chloe Kelly, Lauren Hemp put really good quality balls into the box, but this evening it's been few and far between that they've been able to get those crosses into the box, and when they have, they've gone straight to a Chelsea player. Really good positional play by Chelsea and organisation, but lack of movement in the box as well from Manchester City.
Kasparai. Kelly will chase. Charles stands up well. Not the best clearance in the world, though, from Leipold, and Manchester City will come again. Here is Kelly. Still going, Kelly. Another chance for Manchester City, and again, everything but the finish there.
Yeah, she was fortunate that it fell for her, for Chloe Kelly, but it fell nicely for her, didn't it, on that left foot. Just swung a little bit too much, and it goes wide of that far post. You can see that it just falls for her, but she had the confidence to try and get through into that box. Yeah, she'd hope to at least make Hannah Hampton make the save in that position. I think it's been a frustrating first half for Manchester City, particularly their forward players.
Bit of space for Jess Park. She might go all the way, Jess Park. Well defended in the end by Chelsea. Kasparai's delivery. Hasegawa will collect. Here is Kasparai. Final few seconds of the half. Back heel was a nice idea from Kelly. Shame no one was on the same wavelength. It's been a frustrating half for Manchester City. It's been a very, very good one for Chelsea. Lauren James with a goal inside the opening 8 minutes. A deflection off Alex Greenwood saw it beat Kiara Keating at her near post. Manchester City's treble hopes hanging in the balance. Chelsea in this first half showing their potential quadruple credentials, but still plenty of football still to play in this season, in this half, a half in which Manchester City must respond in the second half. Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1 at half-time. Well, Lindsay, it really has been Chelsea's half so far at the Joy Stadium, but early nerves early on, not shown by Hannah Hampton. Very, very coolly done there.
Yeah, very calm and composed. And you've got that with both of these keepers. You can see that City win the ball back, and Khadija Shaw has a fierce shot. Just misses that near post, doesn't she? You can see her turn here just in the same stride, gets that shot on goal. Great technique, but just far of that near post. And this is the opportunity, isn't it? Really good ball in from that left-hand side from Lauren Hemp. And you would think if there's anybody who's going to get their head on that and at least make Hannah Hampton make a save, it's Khadija Shaw, but she'll be disappointed that that goes wide and over the bar.
So those early chances for Manchester City not taken. Chelsea certainly taking their early chance, and Manchester City will look at that ball out from the back from Lyra Alexandri, but from then on it's powerful, purposeful attacking from Chelsea, and the little deflection doing enough to beat Kiara Keating. And Lauren James with the biggest smile on her face.
Yeah, and as we've talked about in this game, it's that sort of mid-block, the pressure that they're putting on the midfield. The ball's given away in that midfield. Hasegawa cannot pick it up, and Chelsea straight on the attack. Plays the ball into James, and that deflection just takes it into the bottom corner.
13th goal of the season for Chelsea's top scorer. And again, that press inside the penalty area causing problems for Manchester City.
Yeah, just overplaying for me. And I know it's great that teams now play loads of possession football and it starts from the keeper, but there's times when you've just got to put your foot through it, and that was definitely that time for Keating there. She's virtually on a goal line, and she's trying to play it there to Harvey, and it's great press from Chelsea, but Ramirez should do better there.
Huge block from Alex Greenwood. Manchester City kept trying to fashion things at the other end, and this was a good run by Lauren Hemp, really testing Shoka Nuskin, and everything but the finish, really.
Yeah, everything but the finish, and she's so good at that, isn't she? A low centre of gravity, Lauren Hemp gets around Nuskin here, and this touch is great. Maybe just a little bit behind her, and that's why she's got to lean back, and it's just over the bar.
Jess Park coming into the game and looking to fashion more chances for Manchester City, but this often was what they were restricted to.
Yeah, and I think the times when Man City have had opportunities, it's when they've been positive, they've been direct, and I know Jess Park's had to come back out there, but they've kept possession, recycled it, and then just had a shot on goal as well. But I think they haven't been as positive as we normally see them. There's opportunities to go 1v1, and they've decided to come back and start again.
Error from Jess Carter, and decision-making that time letting Manchester City down.
Yeah, I think so. Great press from Khadija Shaw here. Wins that ball back, gets her head up, sees that Kelly's free, but for me, the shot on goal was probably the better option.
Well, that was an inadvertent effort on goal, almost from Lyra Alexandri. Nuskin causing the problems. And Alexandri, good defending, do we say, Lindsay?
Yeah, if I was Alexandria, I'd definitely say good defending. I think Nuskin, you think she's going to get a head to it, and it just hits Alexandri's head, doesn't it?
Manchester City had to work hard to fashion these chances, but Chloe Kelly almost got a little bit of luck there. But again, just dragging the shot wide at the vital moment. But really, those chances have been hard won and not taken.
And look at how many players.
So here we go, the match stats. Manchester City enjoying the share of possession as we thought they would do, but just one shot on target apiece. And Chelsea's Lauren James, with the little deflection from Alex Greenwood, has made hers count.
Yeah, we knew that Manchester City were going to have the majority of the possession, you know, nearly 60% of the possession, but they've not been able to fashion many clear-cut chances. Chelsea have looked more dangerous on the attacks and have obviously got that goal to put them 1-0 up.
Well, of course, the winners of this tie will face Arsenal in the final. at Molineux on the 31st of March. It could be a rerun of last season's final if the scoreline stays like this, which Chelsea lost by 3-1 against Arsenal, but very straightforward it was for them against Aston Villa. Well, as we've just seen there, this is the second of the semi-finals. So let's catch up on exactly how Arsenal got past Aston Villa last night at Meadow Park. Well, very straightforward for Arsenal, wasn't it? Whoever gets through tonight, Manchester City or Chelsea, it's shaping up to be another cracking final, isn't it?
Yeah, they looked ruthless last night, and I think the scoreline 4-0 it could have been a lot more for Arsenal. Really, really comprehensive win for them last night, and like you say, it's going to be a great final.
And what a title race we have ongoing as well. I'm sure many of those Manchester City fans might like it to be a little bit more straightforward, as would fans of Chelsea and Arsenal, but for the neutral. And it just once again shows the competitiveness of the WSL. Chelsea leading it on goal difference from Manchester City. Both clubs 3 points ahead of Arsenal, with all three teams having played the same number of games. And for all three teams as well, Champions League for next season virtually wraps up. Not going to, you would think, be caught, any of them, by Manchester United.
No, and obviously Manchester United getting into that Champions League second spot last year, wasn't it, for them? They had a fantastic season and just been off the pace this season. But you look how competitive the league is getting. Liverpool are up there, aren't there, as well? They're fighting for that fourth spot as well. So it's a really competitive league. But these three, and particularly Manchester City and Chelsea, going toe-to-toe. It's going to be a great end to the season. Not forgetting Arsenal, who's got a big part to play in this WSL league as well.
So what will the second half bring for these Manchester City fans? Something's got to change in terms of performance. If you were Gareth Taylor, Lindsay Johnson, what would you be changing?
For me, they've got to move the ball quicker. Chelsea are really doing well in that central area, making it compact, really hard to play through. But the likes of Hasegawa and Coombs, we've not really seen them on the ball, particularly Hasegawa, who is that sort of creative player, that cog in that midfield area for Manchester City. So need to get the ball into her and play it out wide to the wide players of Kelly and Hemp, who are so dangerous ordinarily. But Chelsea are doing a fantastic job of limiting those opportunities, closing that area down and making it nice and compact. And then, obviously, on the transition, looking really dangerous.
And as for Chelsea, same as
that first half. I think Emma Hayes will be really happy with that first half performance. Her side have followed their instructions, really stuck to that game plan of that mid-block, making it hard to play through. And on that attack, they've looked dangerous. They've looked more dangerous than Manchester City. So she'll be happy with the 1 goal. Definitely a 1 to 2 goal cushion. That's what she'll be saying to her players at half-time.
I have to say, what a fabulous hat we just saw worn by that gentleman there. A real collection of badges, and that's not a bad one either.
It's World Book Day today, so I don't know if anybody's come dressed as a character from a children's book.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out for fancy dress in the crowd. Good knowledge, Lindsay Johnson. But he'll be very happy, as will all Chelsea fans. It's been a very, very good showing from their side so far. And I know Emma Hayes has said, look, she doesn't believe in revenge when it comes to football, but they've certainly impressed in that first half. And do you feel that revenge might have crept into the mind of the players, or is revenge just the wrong word entirely? Is it a case of Manchester City struck a very damaging blow to Chelsea's WSL title race momentum, as it were? Of course, their hopes, still leading the table by goal difference, are still very strong, but actually it just gives you that greater resolution as a player. Look, they've struck a blow in one competition. We are not going to let them knock us out of another one in quick succession. Yeah,
I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think revenge is the wrong word, but they've been beaten by Man City at their home ground this season. They drew with them away. They want to get one back over Manchester City, whether it's in the semi-final of a League Cup or whether it's in the league. They want to win that next game that they play against that team, and that's what tonight's about. So I think, Emma Hayes won't use the word revenge, but she'll be saying, you need to get one back over Manchester City.
Yeah, but it ended a 22-match unbeaten run at home for Chelsea. And of course, they split their games between Kingsmeadow, where they play the vast majority of them, and Stamford Bridge. It was their first defeat at Kingsmeadow in over 3 years, which is pretty remarkable. But they lead here. Manchester City need to step it up in the second half. No changes for either side at the break. Her goal the difference. And perhaps a little joke there shared between the top scorers of both sides, Khadija Short for Manchester City and Lauren James for Chelsea, who get us underway in this second half. If it's level, we will go to extra time, we might go to penalties. At the moment, it's Chelsea with the advantage. Chelsea coming forward at the start of this second half. Here is Perisset. Perisset's ball forwards, cleared away by Alex Greenwood. And won't be controlled by Cuthbert.
I think you've got to look at players like Alex Greenwood, Alexandri, you know, leaders in this team to really say, come on, we've got to go out this half, we've got to turn this game around. It's in our hands to do that. We've got to be the catalyst to do that. You look to players like Greenwood, who've got bags of experience.
Here goes Alexandri, Casper Rai, now Chloe Kelly. Well challenged by Newskin. How would you assess her performance so far? You know, we've said it is a position she can fill in at, but that is what she's doing, filling in at centre-half, the central midfielder by trade.
I think she's doing a really good job this evening. There's only been one opportunity where Lauren Hemp was able to get the better of her in that first half, and apart from that, she's been very solid. Watch the players marshalled the front three for Manchester City. And I think Emma Hayes will be happy with her performance so far this evening. It's always hard. I think when I used to play, centre midfielders thought it was easy playing as a centre half until they go back there and they realise the pressure that comes with being in that back line.
Here goes Lauren Hemp looking to exert pressure for Manchester City. Newskin it is who gets her head to it. Casper Rai takes charge. A lovely little back heel to Chloe Kelly. Newskin's there again. Not quite away by Wrighton. Kelly. Straight at Hampton.
Yeah, better from City. I think the crossing from Chloe Kelly could have been better quality. Doesn't beat that first defender. Always frustrates me when that happens. You know, you can see it here. She has that shot on goal, cuts in field. She loves to do that. Onto her left foot, gets a shot on goal, but very easy for Hampton. Watches it all the way. Secure hands.
Under pressure from Khadija Shaw, Hannah Hampton. Helped out by Charles and forward by Leipold. Light and dispossessed though. Cuthbert steps in for Chelsea. Good run this from Erin Cuthbert, but she's turned into trouble and got past it. Hasegawa can't steal it. Cuthbert, deflection, Beaver-Jones. Chance.
Yeah, really good chance, really good run from Erin Cuthbert. It was just a tenacity which is able to come out that ball. She's got two players there and Hasegawa tries to use her body. Not a foul at all in my book. Tries to pull it back, but that deflection falls nicely for Beaver-Jones. She tries to lift it over Alex Greenwood. It just goes out for a goal kick.
Well, she has featured regularly this season, Aggie Beaver-Jones, just 20 years old, mostly as a substitute. And that is how she's become involved in this Continental Cup semi-final. Myra Ramirez going off injured in the first half. If you're just joining us, it did look like a slight injury, a precaution. She went down, got some treatment, came off, came back on, went down again. And Emma Hayes clearly taking no chances with Chelsea. Still in with a shout of the quadruple. They would become only the second British club to achieve that feat. Lovely back heel from Hemp to find Hasegawa, down under pressure from Cuthbert.
I think Manchester City were fortunate there to keep possession. That was how they conceded that first goal, with a loose pass into midfield, and Hasegawa was able to just win that free kick there. Got to be careful. you know, Chelsea, if they've any loose balls, they'll pounce on them. The players they've got.
Here goes Khadija Shaw, good strength. And against Carter, good save by Hampton. But that's the danger that Khadija Shaw can provide. Manchester City still come. Kasparai. Kelly. Hemp is in there. Carter with the deflection. Manchester City with the corner, and suddenly Khadija Shaw, earlier in that move, springing to life.
Yeah, that catalyst, wasn't it, Khadija Shaw? Brilliant turn. We see it time and time again with her there. Just holds it up and turns Nuskin and drives with that pace. Lovely shot and goal, left-footed. Hampton, great save, but look at the Chelsea defenders in numbers, able to just snuff anybody picking that second ball up.
Yeah, she did well to push it away from Jess Park, didn't she? Hannah Hampton was aware of the other threats in that 6-yard box and now has to defend this corner. Kelly with the driven delivery. Chelsea just about get it away. Coombs will pick it back up for Manchester City.
Yeah, really better intensity from Manchester City at the beginning of this second half. It was a lovely corner into the box, but Manchester City just couldn't get on the end of it. Fantastic ball by Alex Greenwood out to Chloe Kelly there.
Well, they've won the Continental Cup 4 times, Manchester City. It is one of Gareth Taylor's 2 trophies that he's won with the club. As we mentioned, against Chelsea in the final in 2022. And showing in this second half that they are not yet ready to relinquish their grip on this season's competition. Unlike Chelsea, they had to come through the group stages. Manchester City, Chelsea entered at the quarter-final stage by virtue of playing in the Champions League group stages.
And I think that's definitely helped Manchester City this season, not having that Champions League. Obviously, they'll have wanted it, but I think they've quietly gone about their business. People haven't been talking about them until recently. I think that's gone in their favour.
Jankovic for Chelsea, brought down. Beaver-Jones will chase. And eventually, the free kick is conceded.
Yeah, I think Manchester City were asking if Beaver-Jones was offside, but the linesman didn't think so. It's always difficult there, isn't it, where the defender comes down to head the ball really low, and obviously the opponents lifted their foot slightly. I always feel it's a little bit hard done by, but clever by the defender.
Speaking from experience there, Lindsay Johnson.
Oh, I wouldn't put my head down there.
But you'd applaud a teammate and a centre-half partner who would.
I would encourage them immensely.
Here goes Coombs. Wahabi. Shaw. Closed down by Nuskin. Kasparai.
Manchester City are really trying to get that early ball out to Chloe Kelly on that right-hand side, but again, Chelsea's press is just stopping that ball out to Chloe Kelly.
They've worked it nicely to Wahabi, though. Hemp can't take it in a stride. Coombs quickly on Cuthbert. Shadow handball, and it does go against the Chelsea midfielder. But this is better from Manchester City.
Yeah, definitely. Got a lot of possession of the ball, but they seem a lot more intent of finding those areas to exploit. You can see Chloe Kelly's playing particularly wide on that right-hand side. They're trying to get it out to her. They know she's an option, but Chelsea are doing well to stop that.
Well, free kick goes against Jess Park. And she might have talked herself into a book. Indeed, it's Chloe Kelly, in fact, who goes into the book.
Yeah, needless really from Chloe Kelly. Plays the ball away. You can see why the refs give it. Jess Park's got a hand on the top of the Chelsea player's thigh and just brought her down.
Oh, shades of October. We'll talk about that in a moment, but Manchester City coming forward. Shaw was in there, so was him. Brilliant save by Hampton. Outstanding goalkeeping from Chelsea's #1. And she preserves the advantage in this Continental Cup semi-final.
Yeah, fantastic from Hampton. Great ball in on this right-hand side. You see Jess Park just driving in. Wicked ball into the area. Hemp's able to get on the end of it, and Hampton is actually going the other way and has to change direction quickly. Really agile, able to not only save but keep hold of the ball as well. Fantastic from Hannah Hampton.
And as we mentioned, Chelsea have 3 fantastic goalkeepers. Musovic started the season as #1, then it was Anke Trimberger, and now it is Hannah Hampton. And she really is impressing. What can Chelsea do at the other end? Kasparai gets the foot in. Here is Hasegawa. Kasparai wants more. Hasegawa. Up to Greenwood. Shaw. Suddenly, little pockets of space starting to open up for Manchester City. Cuthbert doing her best to close them down. Coombs will find Wahabi. And here is Hemp. Wahabi. Yes, just going back to that yellow card for Chloe Kelly for kicking the ball away. Think of the 2 red cards that they suffered against Chelsea back in October. One of Lauren Hemp's yellows was for dissent. Alex Greenwood's 2nd yellow was for time wasting. Needless, really.
Really needless, and you've got to learn from these situations, you do, and I know it's a competitive game, a semi-final, but you've got to keep your head in these situations.
Kept in by Greenwood, who's getting forwards. Can Chelsea take advantage of the fact she's out of position? Here's your answer.
Hasegawa does really well. Just uses her body. She's only small, isn't she? But she's able to use her body just to protect that ball and keep possession for City.
And if we're talking about hold-up play, Ramirez is a miss in that regard for Chelsea.
Yeah, she is. Beaver Jones, very different player. Likes to make those runs in behind. Ball at her feet as well, but Ramirez offers that hold-up play strength, that typical #9 play. I think we've seen as well.
We've seen Manchester City steal the ball back. Khadija Shaw, and brilliantly away by Perisset, with Hemp poised for the tap-in.
Yeah, Hemp was just waiting, but Perisset had to time that just right to make that connection and make sure it went away from goal. But really good press here from Laura Coombs. Plays that ball into Khadija Shaw, and is it a cross? Is it a shot? Probably a cross, and Hemp tries to get on the end of it, but fantastic defending from Perisset. Has to time that just right.
Manchester City getting closer. What can they do from this set piece? Kelly with the delivery. And Hampton eventually will claim. Nervy moments in the Chelsea back line.
Yeah, good quality ball in. Alex Greenwood, we see that time and time again. But yeah, Hampton's able to get that on a 2nd attempt. I think lots of bodies in there. able to muscle her way through and gather that. But we're starting to see City press that little bit higher. Chelsea going into more of a low block, playing at the, just in front of the 18-yard box. And City are obviously getting a lot more confidence and getting a lot more crosses into the box.
Well, stoppage in play here for a bit of treatment. And Chelsea really need a bit of a stoppage because this has not been their second half so far.
Yeah, and sometimes, it's a good opportunity just to get some fluids on, but more importantly, information from Emma Hayes and her team. You can see a lot of gesticulating from Emma Hayes. She won't be happy with how they've started this second half, but again, she'll have known that Manchester City was going to have to come out in this second half and really go up against Chelsea if they want to get anything out of this semi-final.
Well, right and back up to her feet, but let's see. As we've seen so far already this evening, Emma Hayes taking no chances with players that might be injured. Myra Ramirez already coming off in the first half for that reason. More decisions to make for Emma Hayes. Right, it looks ready to come back on, and it looks as though her manager will permit her to do so for now. But you wonder whether she might think of changing things anyway, because they're not comfortable.
Yeah, she's got, there's a lot of games coming up. She's got lots of players on the bench who can come on and have an impact. We've got obviously Frank Kirby, Canarid. So she's got options, and she's got to think about the games that are coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, next up is Everton away in the FA Cup quarter-finals for Chelsea on Sunday. You can watch that match with us here on the BBC iPlayer as well. And then Arsenal at home in the WSL. Ajax away in the first leg of their Champions League quarter-finals. Because of how tight the WSL title race is, every game is so huge. Khadija Shaw in behind for Manchester City. Hampton again with the save. And Nuskin should run it clear for Chelsea, and does so. Hampton at it again, though, keeping Chelsea ahead in this tie.
Yeah, very strong save from Hampton. But what a turn again by Khadija Shaw. Great ball into her, but she used that body to turn, gets that shot on goal, but Hampton makes a fantastic save.
Here goes Jess Park, just lost it at the last. And Niamh Charles will clear, but all the praise has to go to Hannah Hampton.
There's a difficult angle for Khadija Shaw, but she looks up and she can see that there's nobody in the box, so she's got to go for goal, and we've seen her score from that position. Difficult angle, but she hit it with pace, and it was looking like it was going far corner, so Hampton had to make a very strong save, and she did.
Well, we said she's not risking anything, Emma Hayes, and there you go. There's the proof once more. Gura Reiten off, and Johanna Rytting Kaneryd, the Sweden international, and Chelsea's top assist maker this season, is on. She's had a very good campaign, Rytting Kaneryd.
Yeah, I think she's a fantastic player. We just see Khadija Shaw there. You see the power on her shot. I think Hampton has to make that save. It is straight at her, but she does have a strong hand on it as well. Difficult angle for Khadija Shaw.
So Alex Greenwood in possession for Manchester City. And there is Rytting Kaneryd at the bottom of your screen, the number 19. And yes, as you say, Lindsay has really impressed.
Yeah, she's so quick and powerful. Excellent dribbler with the ball. Puts very, very good quality crosses in the box. Had a great season so far.
There's another who can put in a good cross or two, Chloe Kelly. But the route is blocked. And she's forced back to Greenwood, who is getting forward more in this second half. Coombs squeezes it to Kelly. Still going, Kelly. Appeals from the fans and Khadija Shaw, not really Chloe Kelly herself. She just let the ball get away from her there.
Yeah, she did. It was a heavy touch by Chloe Kelly. You can see there, and Perisset reads it really well. I don't think there's enough there for anything in the box, and I think Chloe Kelly knows that as well. You can always tell by a player who doesn't appeal.
Beaver Jones. Well read by Jess Park. And that is appreciated all around the Joy Stadium. Approaching the midway point of the second half. Still it's Chelsea with the slender advantage. They're looking to reach their 5th Continental Cup final in a row. They have lost the last 2. To Manchester City, as we say, in 2022, and then to Arsenal last season. Took the lead in both, through Sam Kerr, incidentally. But before that, one in 2021, the last time they picked it up. Twice in all, they have been victorious. Shaw. Beaver Jones. Cuthbert had a little look over her shoulder to see where Laura Coombs was. And that's a good ball to Ritin Kanarid, who perhaps didn't quite hold her run.
Tight. It was a really close call, but I think she just was marginally offside. Great turn and run by Erin Cuthbert. Tries to play the ball, probably holds on to it just slightly too long.
Well, they were so good in the first half, her side. But Manchester City have threatened and are threatening in this second half. And were it not for the performance of Hannah Hampton, they'd certainly be level and possibly ahead.
Yeah, she's had a fantastic second half in particular, Hannah Hampton.
Here they come again, Wahabi. Kelly. Hemp to Casper Rai. So many players forward for City. Wahabi. Shaw's in there. Excellent block by Nuskin. And it is a corner.
Yeah, it was a really good block by Nuskin, but great movement by Khadija Shaw. You can see here, Wahabi gets that in, but you see Khadija Shaw, she just pulls off Nuskin that last second, but Nuskin holds the ground and is able to get that interception. Goes out for a corner. City knocking on the door.
Chloe Kelly stands over this for Manchester City. A higher looping delivery this time. Shaw with the header. And Hampton's there. You just wondered whether Wahabi was going to put her off or get a touch. If she had done and been onside, that might have been 1-1.
Yeah, I'm thinking, why didn't Wahabi make an effort to try and get something on that? Did she think she was offside? Or she just reads it too late, doesn't she? I don't think she can reach it.
Well, she's never scored for Manchester City, Leila Wahabi. Arrived in the summer of 2022 after leaving Barcelona. No free kick. Ritin Kanarid still going. Manchester City with the player down. Maggie Beaver-Jones behind Ritin Kanarid. City come forwards. Option now to put it out. Option gone. Kelly's lost it.
Yeah, and you could see if Kelly kept possession of that, was really open for City to get a counter, have a quick transition, but again, Chelsea just get numbers back and are able to win that ball back in that midfield area.
Here is Lauren James. We've barely seen her in this second half, but it's her goal that separates the sides. Scored after 8 minutes. Now she takes on Casper Rai, digs out the cross as well. Won't be controlled. Wahabi under pressure. Keating too, and deals with it well. Dispossessed though. Manchester City standing firm. Beaver-Jones can't get the shot away. Manchester City will clear away. Nuskins almost made a mess of that, helped up by Niamh Charles.
Yeah, she tried to play the ball, and I think in that situation, when you've got a Chloe Kelly bearing down on you, just make it easy for yourself, put the ball out if you need to. Don't take any chances when you're 1-0 up in this semi-final. Niamh Charles was able to come and help out a fellow defender.
Forward by Carter. Beaver Jones will chase. Keating's come a long way. Safety first. Lipos. Coombs. Here is Hemp. Hasegawa. Hemp. Hasegawa. Dispossessed by Cuthbert. She's had the better of that midfield battle today.
Yeah, I think in that midfield, Erin Cuthbert is the one who's been on the ball, who's been able to win the ball back in midfield.
Here goes Rising Carnerid for Chelsea. A rare counter in this second half. Held up well. Lipos, pursued by Hemp. Beaver Jones. Rising Carnerids. Here is Cuthbert. Keating's ball all the way.
Yeah, she watched it all the way. There was only Beaver Jones in the box for Chelsea.
Good delivery as well from Kiara Keating. And again, Shoka Nuskin steps up, does a job, challenges Khadija Shaw, Manchester City throw.
Yeah, she's really done well tonight, marshalling that back four.
Wahabi. Hasegawa. Khadija Shaw. Again, Nuskin's there. Jess Park will keep it alive for Manchester City. Kelly to Kasparai. Kelly. A little short, but Hasegawa will get there. Look how far up Manchester City are pushing. It's Alexandri to Greenwood halfway through the Chelsea half. Hemp. She pulled back there by Perisset. Referee allows play to continue. Here is Coombs, back to Hemp. Dangerous delivery, and Kelly can't get the purchase. Another chance goes begging for Manchester City, and they should have made Hampton work harder that time.
100%. Really good work by Lauren Hemp. Relentless on this left-hand side, working on the back shoulder of Jess Carter. Able to whip that ball back in, but like you say, Chloe Kelly just can't get any purchase on it and doesn't make Hannah Hampton work at all. She'll be disappointed with that.
They are racking up the chances in this second half, Manchester City. But time is ticking away.
And they're just happy as well, Chelsea, aren't they, to at times drop into that low block. As long as they're getting their bodies behind, they're happy to do so.
Kelly's ball blocked behind. It will be a corner off Nuskin.
Gareth Taylor will be thinking they need to start making some of these opportunities count. You know, they're getting quite a few now in front of goal. Wasted a number of them tonight. Also been stopped by a very good keeper as well in Hannah Hampton.
Kelly with the corner. Greenwood's in there, so is Shaw. Straight into the arms of Hannah Hampton.
And she watches it well, doesn't she? Because Wuhabi's just in front of her as well. Just in her eyesight, but able to keep her eye on the ball. Not much power from Khadija Shaw. She gets the direction, but a nice height for Hannah Hampton. Khadija Shaw's frustrated with Wuhabi, isn't she? She's saying, why didn't you get on the end of that?
Here is Perisset. Perisset. We've seen Connery to Cuthbert. Well, he knows they have to start going for it. Not that they haven't done that in this second half, but in terms of the tactical changes that he's making, Gareth Taylor. And here is one, Mary Fowler on for Layla Wahhabi. And a few instructions as well for the likes of Khadija Shaw and Lauren Hemp and Jess Park.
Yeah, he's got to go for it. Right decision. Go 3 at the back. Have that overload. Obviously, Mary Fowler, she's very quick, direct. Another attacking threat that City need. You can see Keaton's down in a heavily strapped knee as well.
Well, this is the only time she's been beaten this evening, but it might be enough to send Chelsea through to the Continental Cup final. Unless Manchester City can find a late response. They will feel they deserved it in this second half.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've definitely come out with a better intensity. They've pushed Chelsea back, moved the ball quicker and trying to get Hasegawa on the ball. We've seen it in fits and starts, but not as much as Gareth Taylor would have wanted, but it's definitely been better. There's been good crosses into the boxes and more opportunities on goal, but Hannah Hampton has been able to keep the ball out the back of the net. I think Chelsea will be really pleased that, you know, she's in net tonight for them.
And that delay for treatment to Kiara Keating has allowed Emma Hayes to respond to Gareth Taylor's change with one of her own. Sophie Ingle on for Jelena Cankovic.
Yeah, and Ingle will offer that protection just in front of the back four, that deep midfielder. She's so good at breaking up play, Sophie Ingle, really experienced, technically good on the ball, and we've saw some worldies, particularly at this ground as well.
Yep, she's certainly capable of a special goal. Here goes Lauren James. Oh, she's asking the question. It is a corner. Could it have been more for Chelsea?
Yeah, she's really adamant, isn't she, Lauren James? But Alex Greenwood, you know, just instead of just playing the ball, is trying to play the player. And you can see that it's a handball. Lauren James they looked quite tight there.
Well, certainly appeal, wasn't there? As Alexandri came in, Chelsea, of course, who really should have had a penalty when these sides met 2 games ago. They've got a corner. Perisset to send it in. Shaw with the header away. Well, Ingle going for the special.
And we've seen it before, haven't we? And that was a good effort from just inside the box, wasn't it? Great volley, good technique. Just goes over the bar, though. We can see it here, drops her nicely on the half volley. Just leaning back slightly. Goes over the bar.
Free kick to Manchester City. Khadija Shaw going down.
Yeah, it's a foul, but I think Lauren Hemp saying, you know, play the advantage. I think the ref saw it and called it straight away. Just pulling on her shirt, Jess Carter. So poor touch by Jess Park there. Gives possession away in that central midfield area again.
Approaching the final 10 minutes plus added time. And still, as they have done since the 8th minute, it's Chelsea who lead. Can Manchester City find this equaliser? With the curler over, they have had their chances in this second half, Manchester City.
Yeah, it's a good run by Lauren Hemp, but I think there's lots of bodies in front of her. That was going to have to be some some effort to beat Hannah Hampton from there. Jess Carter does really well to just push her out wide, which makes the shot even harder, and you can see Lauren Hemp just leaning back when she takes that left-footed shot. Goes over the bar.
So another change for Manchester City. Philippa Angeldal is on. Laura Coombs, he's the player who's replaced. Fowler, lovely turn. Angeldal pointing to where she wants it. Fowler still going, and still. Now she tries to pick out Shaw. Flicked away by Ritin Kanarid. But Manchester City piling on the pressure.
Lovely turn by Mary Fowler. Turns Perisset with ease. But I just think that ball into the box wasn't the best quality.
Well, we had late drama when these sides met here back in October. Chelsea with the added time equaliser. Can Manchester City find their late equaliser? Free header for Angeldal. And again, it's straight at Hannah Hampton. She's either pulled off a worldie save or they've sent the chances straight at her in this second half.
Yeah, I agree. The looks with Hannah Hampton tonight, but obviously playing well. I just think then as when Angeldal, that's a really hard header to take, you know, just on the half turn. She's got to get power and accuracy, and that's hard from that position. Could she have brought it down? There was no one around her. But I think when you get to this time of the game, 10 minutes to go, decision-making, that becomes an issue at times because you come a little bit desperate. I think you've got to be experienced to know that it only takes a second to score a goal. It's easy when you're this side of the mic, aren't you? Isn't it?
Greenwood back to Keating. I'm not sure she was expecting that, and now Greenwood's telling her to get rid of it. I think Yara Keating might say, well, don't pass it back to me like that then, but they've done well in the end, Manchester City. Here is Mary Fowler. But Lauren James is just sniffing around the penalty area, isn't she?
Yeah, she's there, and she's always a threat, isn't she? No matter how quiet she is in the game.
Here goes Alex Greenwood. Fowler. Hasegawa. Fowler once more. Does well to get past Perisset. Kelly on the stretch can't control. Ritin Kanarid will bring it away. And she'll get the better of Casper Rai as well. And suddenly, Manchester City are under pressure. That's wasted from Chelsea behind Lauren James. Tired legs out there now. They know they're on the brink of their 5th Continental Cup final in a row. But they also know that you can never write off Manchester City. You can never bet against anything happening in a game between Manchester City and Chelsea, and particularly not in the closing stages. There's plenty of drama late on in the history between these two. And Manchester City have a free kick with which to try and hurt Chelsea.
Yeah, and they need to make something of this free kick now. You can see lots of players, Greenwood, Alexandri, Shaw, they're all dangerous early. Can they make something of this opportunity?
Kelly with the delivery, it's poor, it's away by Carter. Might go for the corner, it does.
It's always a real bugbear of mine that when they don't beat that first defender, it's wasted opportunity.
Taking the corner short. Kelly blocked away by Lauren James.
And you can see what Chelsea are doing now. They've got numbers in behind. They're not committing players forward. They're leaving Lauren James, Kanarid, and that's about it. The rest are all behind the ball.
Here is Casper Wright. Hopes of a treble for Manchester City on the line. Hasegawa. Well, here's an opportunity to see this potential handball again. Certainly was a big appeal from Lauren James.
Yeah, you can see as Alexandri comes up, she just lifts that right elbow up, and for me, it does hit the back of that elbow. You can see by Lauren James' appeal, you can always tell by the players' appeal, in my opinion, in the women's game.
She's taking a risk, isn't she, Alexandri? And because her jump is so high, any movement of the arm out from the body, although, of course, you have to use your arms to jump. This is the thing, isn't it? I mean, we know the handball rule is subjective, and you've got to think about the distance of the ball and all of that, but is she deliberately coming in? If she's deliberately trying to make her body bigger, then that's it. But it's another controversial decision when it comes to a penalty. Well, certainly another decision that'll be a talking point when it comes to a penalty in a game between Manchester City and Chelsea. And if City equalise, I'm sure Chelsea will talk about it. Angeldal. Chelsea struggling to clear their lines. Eventually get the block in. James has it. Wants to run it clear, Lauren James. She might just need to get it clear, and she hasn't done so. Alexandri to Hemp. Nobody there for the delivery, and you can see the little hop of frustration from Bunny Shaw as that ball sailed over her head.
Yeah, they're playing it in blind, and what's really good from Chelsea point of view is the number of defenders they've got defending that 18-yard box, which is making it so difficult for City to find a player, but they're snatching at things where we're used to seeing a controlled, composed City, and I know we're at the very end of the game, but they still need that quality, moving the ball quickly, looking for gaps, creating those opportunities. But credit to Chelsea, they're working hard off the ball and making it really difficult for Manchester City to find those areas to exploit.
Ingle down, no free kick. Shaw took a bit of a blow in that as well. Alexandria under pressure from James, and the free kick goes against Lauren James. Well, she looks in a little bit of pain there, Khadija Shaw. And once again, the decision doesn't go the way of Lauren James. Just a little swipe there, trying to win the ball back from Alexandri. Here comes Jess Park. Good challenge by Leipold, but Perisse's made a mess of it. Carter hasn't.
Yeah, put your foot through it. You've got to do that this 89th minute of the game. Take no chances. You know how quick Jess Park is. Jess Carter, right decision for me.
Greenwood with the throw. Kelly. Park. Oh, was she brought down there by Ingle? Yes, she was. To her credit, Jess Park tried to play on there, and to the referee's credit, I think he's seen, actually, I think he'd rather have the free kick here, Manchester City. Good officiating, good play all round from City.
Yeah, good this from Jess Park, just able to move her feet quick, and Ingle dives in. Dangerous position. You've got the likes of Chloe Kelly, Alex Greenwood, all technically gifted from this set-piece position. If it's going to be a strike and goal, I think from this position it'll be Chloe Kelly with the right foot.
And here she goes, and Hampton is there.
Yeah, took it quickly and straight at Chloe Kelly. And I think, sorry, straight at Hannah Hampton from Chloe Kelly. I think tonight, City, they've had opportunities in the second half, but guilty of not making those clinical shots on goal where make Hannah Hampton work. Yes, Hannah Hampton's made some good saves, but lots have been straight at Hannah Hampton as well.
5 minutes of added time, and we're into them now at the Joyce Stadium. Chelsea scored an equaliser in added time here in the WSL back in October. Manchester City need an equaliser, well, they're going out of the Continental Cup. Keating's come a long way, she's won the header, but Cuthbert might take advantage. And Casper Wright saves her goalkeeper.
Yeah, and like I've said before, in these times of the game, people make the wrong decision. I think Keating there was overzealous, comes out, wins the header, but is way out of position. Cuthbert looks up, probably doesn't connect as well as she wanted to, but Casper Wright, great positioning to get back and protect her keeper. Save her some blushes there.
And keep Manchester City in with a shout of getting back in this time, but they're running out of time. Forward by Ingle. Nobody there for Chelsea.
But this is where Chelsea want to be, in Man City's half. You know, they're not going to hurt them from this position. They've worked tirelessly, Chelsea, tonight off the ball, particularly in this second half.
Put in by Rising Kunarids. Will roll for the Manchester City throw. Cuthbert putting on the pressure. Casper Wright easing past her. And Leipold as well. Good run by Casper Wright. Here is Park. Retrieved by Angledahl. Short. Still going, Khadija Shaw. She's done really well there and has won the free kick. That's brilliant centre-forward play.
Yeah, really good. She looks like she's in some pain, but she's so good with her back to goal, isn't she? So strong, but is very quick on the turn as well, and definite free kick against Khadija Shaw. Hopefully she can play on and she can run it off, but in a real dangerous position now for the likes of Chloe Kelly. Alex Greenwood, can see it here, just uses her body fantastically well. Good technical ability, and there, just plays it off with her left foot, but Lauren James just catches her. But this is so dangerous here for Chelsea. Alex Greenwood on the edge of the box. Such a technically gifted player with a quality left foot.
And James into the book for that challenge as well. Well, they didn't make the most of a free kick from a similar range in the last few moments. This time, it's into the wall from Greenwood, and it's a corner.
And you could hear the shout from the Chelsea defenders there, because they were able to get something on that to make sure that that wasn't a shot on goal. It was going whipped in, possibly going bottom corner.
Chloe Kelly over this corner. Manchester City running out of time. Alexandri with the header, it's off the line. Greenwood keeps it alive. Chelsea struggling to clear. Will fall to shore, blocked again by Chancellor, appealing for handball, not given. Park, more appeals. No penalty, says referee Andrew Kitchen. And Keating came a long way to steer that away from Lauren James, and what a ball it turned out to be for Khadija Shaw. Loses possession, and Chelsea do this time get it away. And James, I think, is heading for the corner. She'll take the throw, she'll take that all day long.
Wow, what an end to this game. I'm not sure, I think that was a penalty for me in the box on, I think, Alex Greenwood. We can see it here. It's hard to tell in the replay. She definitely goes down, she takes a touch there. I think she gets to the ball first with her left foot, and then's taken down in the box. I think Man City have been hard done by there right at the end of the game.
Huge call. It's gone against Manchester City. Chelsea will say, well, we could have had one at the other end. But somehow the ball stays out of the Chelsea net and the minimum 5 minutes are up. Chelsea almost there. Chelsea are there. Chelsea are through to their 5th Continental Cup final in a row. They were undone in the league by Manchester City 2 games ago, but they have undone Manchester City at the Joy Stadium. Gareth Taylor's side's hopes and dreams of a treble this season are over. Chelsea keep their own quadruple dreams in Emma Hayes' last season very much alive. It finishes Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1, Lindsay Johnson.
What an end to the game, and I think, you know, we knew it was going to be a tight game, a cagey game, and there's always only one goal normally in it with these two teams. City threw everything at it in that second half, but ultimately, you know, James got that goal in the first half and deserved that win because of it.
Well, a breathless game in the end. And Manchester City, even though they're out of this competition, will say they had their chances. Not so many in the first half, but we're seeing those early ones now.
Yeah, and this one's a big one for me in that first half, in the early stages. Khadija Shaw over the bar.
But Chelsea certainly clinical with their early chance. Error from Manchester City at the back. Laia Alexandri playing Yui Hasegawa into trouble. And from then on, Ramirez, powerful. James with a little deflection, clinical.
Yeah, and this is what they did in the first half. They had that sort of mid-block Chelsea, and unlike City, give that ball away in that central midfield player, and Chelsea are able to capitalise. Lauren James, like I say, with the shot, and because of that shot, she gets the deflection, and it goes into that bottom corner.
And Chelsea had more chances in that first half. A little nervy at times from Manchester City at the back, but you have to praise Chelsea for putting on the press in this sort of way.
Yeah, really good. Just that high press in the right areas. City overplaying it for me, but like I say, really high press. But Ramirez doesn't look up. Will be disappointed that she couldn't get that shot on goal, but good interception by Alex Greenwood, much needed.
And they had to work hard for them in the first half, Manchester City, but they did manage to fashion some chances, and this was one of the best runs of the half by Lauren Hempel. One of the only times really in this game that Sjoeke Nusken, filling in at centre-half for Chelsea tonight, got caught out.
Yeah, I agree. And Lauren Hempel does this so well with that low centre of gravity, able to just get past Nusken here, but there it's just behind her, so that last touch just lets her down slightly. So you can see here, Chloe Kelly, fortunate with the touch, it falls to her well. Just swipes it, she'll be disappointed that she just pulls that, goes away from goal. Just snatches at it here, but that's because of the amount of Chelsea players who are around her.
So to the second half now, and Khadija Shaw all of a sudden springing to life.
Yeah, really good turn from Khadija Shaw. She's so powerful with that, isn't she, there, running at goal. And this shot gets a lot of power going across Hannah Hampton's body. She does well to parry that into a Chelsea defender.
And we say Khadija Shaw coming to life. Really, it was Hannah Hampton coming to life throughout the second half. She made some brilliant saves.
Wicked ball in from Jess Park on that right-hand side, right in the corridor of uncertainty. Lauren Hemp on the end of it. Probably doesn't get the touch that she wants, but Hannah Hampton, fantastic save.
Yeah, really good adjustment, and she's potentially, no, she'll be called into action here, and again, it's another smart stop.
It is, and I think a more difficult angle this time for Khadija Shaw, but because of the pace and power she hits it with, Hampton has to get down quickly. Powerful hand. But on occasion, too often, those chances from Manchester City, as we see here, this header from Khadija Shaw going straight at Hannah Hampton. Yeah, and just catch and practice for Hannah Hampton there.
Chelsea threatened rarely in the second half, but this was a big shout. Lauren James, pressured by Alex Greenwood, and then the potential handball from Laia Alexandri. What do we think?
You've seen them give in, you have, because as she's running up to the ball, I know you've got to jump with your arms, but her arms are, you could argue her arms are already in the air here when she's running towards the ball. So you could argue that. Hard in real time to give that, though, for the referee.
And Chelsea could have taken advantage from that header by Kiara Keating. Good covering, defending by Kirsten Kasparai, but that's it. You can come out and win the header, but you've got to think about where it's going to go, and she put her team in all sorts of trouble there, Keating.
Yeah, she does, and I think it's Erin Cuthbert with a tired shot on goal.
And then this scramble right at the death. Off the line, penalty appeals. Nothing went Manchester City's way, and somehow it stayed out. But that's the key penalty appeal on Alex Greenwood.
Yeah, and I think it is a penalty. She just catches her. Alex Greenwood gets her left foot to the ball first. You can just see here. And Erin Cuthbert just takes a penalty for me.
But not given for Manchester City. They are out of the Continental Cup. Arsenal will face Chelsea in the final at Molineux on the 31st of March. We know it's so closely fought whenever these two sides meet, but it's Chelsea who come out on top. It's set to be a cracker of a final. Well, she will be delighted, Emma Hayes, in her final season with Chelsea. The dream of the quadruple is still on. They are through to the Continental Cup final. A very good evening from us in Manchester to you all.